Good morning, folks, from a nice warm Bulgaria after we've been hitting minus 16s and 17s. It's warmed up a lot now. I'm in the polytunnel and it's time to get planting some veg, sowing some seeds. We've got some garlic on the go here. We've got 21 garlic there. They'll be ready to harvest in May, so they've been in a while because garlic's about 9 months. But I've kind of kitted myself out in here now. Last year wasn't the most successful year of growing veg, so I put this platform in, if you can see that, and I've got it perfectly level now. So last year watering was all over the place. This year I've got it level, so the water will kind of sit in these trays, nice and level, so everything gets evenly watered. So we're right at the beginning of March. I left it too late last year to sow, so I'm going to start much earlier this year and try it. Still learning. Like I say, last year we had quite a few successes but a lot of failures, but then so did a lot of people, mainly down to the just sheer intense heat, no rain. So I'm going to start doing a little bit of kind of sowing now and see what we can get going. I've had a few herbs on the go as well, so let's get some seeds in. First thing I'm going to get on the go is some onions. I'm going to do, these trays take 45, so I should do 45 onion. Last year I'd done about half that, and we ended up with probably about 15, which just wasn't enough. So I'm going to do more this year. We do get through a lot of onions, whether it's summer or winter, and our neighbour very kindly gave us a load, which has kind of seen us over the winter. And if some of you remember, a big part of what we're trying to do here is biodiversity, where the manure from the chickens and the pigs and the horses, we got a nice muck heap over there, and once that's sat for about 18 months, we then kind of use that all around the veg area. We use the ash out of the wood burners, that goes on the veg area, then it all gets rotivated in, left all winter, ready for the veg in the spring. That's the plan. And like I say, last year we did have a few failures, but so then did a lot of people. I'm going to do some onions, carrots, radish, get some tomatoes going. Like I say, we've got some garlic in here already. We've got some strawberries in here from last year. We've got some old straw bales that have now been in here for a couple of years, so they're rotting down well. And hopefully we end up with a better harvest this year. And with the guests that we have, it's a bit of a mission of mine to try and get as much food, homegrown food, on the table for our guests as possible. I know what's gone in the ground. I know there's been no chemicals, sprays or anything used whatsoever. Try and do everything naturally. I will also get my marigolds on the go, which last year I sowed 45 marigolds. We got about 38 out of it. So and then I'll line the veg area, and that helps kind of keep a lot of bugs and stuff out the way. So I'm going to do that again this year. That worked quite well last year. We had a fantastic crop of tomatoes last year, and this year we're going to do the big chunky ones, and we're going to do the little sweet yellow ones. I'm sure they've all got proper names, but I don't know what they are. I'm also going to get on the go this year. Now we've got our pigs, some bigger vegetables, butternut squash, stuff like that. Not necessarily things we eat, but if we can grow stuff and sort of add to the pig food, obviously that's not costing us anything really growing veg. I mean, the pigs are still on, you know, they're on sort of starter pellets anyway, and some bran mixed, but if we can add some stuff to it that we're growing ourselves, that's all the better. And again, it's a sort of, you know, keeping the cost down of keeping the things, and then they, you know, eventually give back with their manure and stuff like that. So that's what we're trying to create here. It's actually a lot more difficult than you kind of think to do stuff like that. And growing veg is a science, and I haven't cracked it at all, but I'm not about to give up. So that's another part of it. Obviously, I've put extra carrots in for the horses. We've already got all the fruit trees here, so you know there's plenty of apples and stuff like that. But so we're not just kind of growing for ourselves now and our guests. We're going to try and do extra for the animals, which I think is a big help. And then obviously all the bits and pieces that we clip off and that can go to the chickens. So everything's kind of contributing in one way or another, and that's been a goal of mine right from the start. And this will have been here 2 years in about a month or a couple of months time, so it's still early days. Last year was my first year of growing. Loads to learn, loads and loads to learn, stuff that in the UK people generally don't learn. I'm now being kind of helped along, advised and led by Bulgarians, my neighbours, and they've been doing it for decades and they've absolutely cracked it. So I will be taking their advice rather than advice from Google or other people, or you know, other places, because back in communist times, Bulgaria came out of communism, I believe, in '89. You know, it was most people were growing stuff as to help, you know, as part of survival. So they really have cracked it, and they're the best people as far as I'm concerned to listen to. So I'm kind of looking forward to this year, 2025. See what we can get out of the ground here. We've got loads of land, and it just makes sense to use it to our advantage as much as possible. Obviously the horses and the animals use a whole load of it, but I just want to kind of make the most out of the land and the space we've got and the facility we've got here. So next in, we're going to put some I'm going to get some tomatoes going, 2 different types here. Okay, so we've got 180 things planted now. If I flip this around, there we go. We've got some radish, celery, cucumber, 2 different types of tomatoes, onions, carrots. There's our garlic down there. There's nothing under here. We have got 1 strawberry plant left. So hopefully this year we'll have a bit more luck. I've got to put a little bit of moisture on this one. It's a bit dry. The rest of this with nice moist compost. Loads more to do, but that's a start. It's nice and early in the year. Like I said earlier, I did leave it far too late last year. You know, you just get information from different places and different people, but definitely an earlier start this year. So looking forward to 2025. Once these all start shooting up, they'll come down here, and this is our veg area. As you can see, it's all been turned over, rotivated, manure gone in there, ash gone on there. Just got to fix that fence over there and this bit here, stop the chickens getting in. And I've trimmed that pear tree down in the middle there. I didn't want to lose it completely. It's the only pear tree we've got, but I trimmed it right back. It created a hell of a lot of shade last year. And I think this bit of land up here behind the polytunnel, we don't really use it for anything. You can see the horse field fence goes along there. So it's quite a big spare bit of land. And I think I'm just going to put in there, like I said, some of the bigger vegetables or anything that we don't really want for ourselves or want to eat ourselves. I've got the seeds here, so I'll just plant it up there and let it just kind of do its own thing, and hopefully that'll be produce a little bit of food for the pigs. So as the year goes on, I'll keep you posted on how successful or unsuccessful my vegetable growing is.